up, everybody? Thank you guys for joining us on Robert Garcia Unfiltered. We had a big weekend of fights. We had Gervonta Tank Davis fighting Mario Barrios. Lomachenko coming back from his first loss, not first loss, but his most recent loss to Teofimo Lopez, and fighting Nakatani, who had recently had a big win against Felix Verdejo. The Julio Cesar Martinez fight from Mexico, and one that flew a little bit under the radar, but for us, right here, local Riverside, Monchis and his fighter Ricardo Sandoval went to the UK, and he had a big TKO win against Jay Harris. I think it was the title eliminator for the IBF title. I know that card wasn't there wasn't too much on the undercard to talk about and stuff, but it was a big win for Ricardo.
112, right?
112.
You told me about that champion. Que lo tiene MTK también.
Yeah, MTK.
So, Sandoval va a ganar?
Sandoval's probably
going to beat him. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Monchis, they've worked their ass off for many years. They've been to our gym to spar. That was a great win for their team, for Riverside County. It's awesome, he's gonna get a title opportunity, and I think he will win that title. I think he will. If it's the IBF, that we already talked about, I think he will. He will win and become a champion, and probably be the first Riverside County champion.
World champion, yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
I think he'll become the first
That's
world
awesome.
champion.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's good. The other card that kind of also, because the main ones were the big stars of the weekend and stuff were Lomachenko, Tank Davis. One was pay-per-view, one was ESPN, big promotion behind it. But the Julio Cesar Martinez fight was a world title defense for Julio Cesar Martinez. It was the first show promoted by Canelo Promotions on DAZN. They announced that they're doing a partnership where there will be streaming fights on DAZN for Canelo Promotions and in Mexico. So this was a card that Julio Cesar Martinez again defended his title in. I can't say too much about the opponent. It wasn't like a big name, but I'm guessing it was just the beginning to the shows to kind of get make some noise with DAZN going to Mexico strictly for Canelo Promotions. Julio Cesar Martinez gets the TKO win. Again, the opponent not too much, but Rey Martinez, one of the best guys at 112 pounds.
I think Rey is maybe not the most talented fighter in the division, but he is gonna be very hard to get beat. There's not gonna be
very popular already too.
Yeah, people love him because his attitude also. His attitude is really people fall in love with him. The way he talks, the words he says on press conference and everything. People seem to like that, his accent, from Mexico City, all that is very catchy. And when he's in the ring, he's just a little monster, He might not be the most skillful kid, he doesn't even know if he's lefty or right-handed. He just throws punches.
If you're an amateur boxing coach or an amateur boxer, do not watch Rey Martinez to learn how to fight.
Yeah, no, you don't want
that is but it works for him. He's a fucking bad motherfucker.
He's just a tough kid. He throws punches. Every punch he throws is very hard. He doesn't give up. He doesn't back up. He goes in there to beat the shit out of whoever he fights. And he could fight the most talented flyweight in the division, and he's gonna beat him because he's just one of those fighters that doesn't care. Could take a punch. He's a street fighter and goes out there and throws hard punches. And it's gonna be very, very hard for him to get beat and for somebody to keep him away, because unless somebody lands that perfect punch and hurts him,
you have to have a lot of power.
Yeah, you have to have a lot of power and take a good punch, because otherwise you're gonna get beat. That kid is one to watch, because he's always gonna be an exciting fight. Plus, he's very likable, very likable.
The guy Jay Harris that Sandoval beat had fought Julio Cesar Martinez, Rey Martinez. I think that was on the undercard of Mikey, when he had a tough fight with that guy, right? And Sandoval went in there and was able to stop him with the body shot.
Sandoval is, he's improved so much, man. That kid, he's been to our gym to spar a lot. He's from here, from Riverside, and Monchis is always in touch with us about sparring and everything. And that kid's gotten better, And I think the way he looked, and going to England, pretty much as the underdog. I'm pretty sure nobody even thought he would be able to pull it off. That means he was in great shape and won by knockout. That body shot he landed was beautiful. So I think he will be a champion. When he gets a lot of times in every PPC show there's title eliminators.
But the IBF title eliminators.
IBF does mean he is fighting for the title.
The WBA ones with PBC,
Yeah,
nobody ever fights for the title.
Every fight on PBC is for a title eliminator.
Yeah.
Every fucking fight is title eliminator.
No,
It doesn't matter
He
who
won a real
fucking
as an underdog in
Yes.
the other guy's home country. So that was a big win for Ricardo. But the whole flyweight division is a good division. There's
It's
a
a
lot
good
of
division
good,
right
lot
now.
of good fighters. Rey Martinez, obviously probably the most popular one.
Yeah,
and stuff,
probably the most
but Ricardo
popular
Sandoval is on his way.
Yeah, no,
working-
he's up
working
there.
his way
He's up
into
there. And he's talented, and he's gonna. I think he will become champion.
From there, we move on to the Lomachenko card. We had two guys on the undercard: Biggie Rodriguez fighting, Biggie Rodriguez fighting, and Giovanni Santillan. Biggie lost a unanimous decision against. We were talking about it a few weeks ago. Somebody that trained with Marcos, who used to work with, lost a unanimous decision. Then Giovanni Santillan gets a unanimous decision win against a very tough opponent. Talk a little bit about both fights.
Well, they were, both were pretty tough fights. We knew going into the Biggie fight, the kid he fought was a tough kid. Maybe not
the most skilled,
maybe not the most skilled or the best record because he had quite a few losses. But I know his dad from years ago. His dad used to bring other fighters to Oxnard. They're from San Luis Potosí, I believe.
Yeah.
So the father used to do training camps in Oxnard. And he had other fighters that he was bringing to camp, but this time he brought his son. So he trained with Marcos, and the kid was in great shape. He fought a good fight and beat Biggie.
Every round.
Pretty much every round. There was one judge that probably gave Biggie one round, but it was a total win, unanimous decision win. We have to give credit. The kid fought good. The kid fought smart. He was in really good shape. Biggie couldn't let go, couldn't land his punches. Biggie just I can't say it wasn't Biggie because that's trying to find excuses. I think the kid was just too good.
And if you say something, like, "Oh, Biggie had an off night" or stuff like that, then that's discrediting from the other guy. Like he deserves credit too.
The kid fought a good fight. He got a good win, and I'm happy for them. I know them. Marcos, obviously, we used to train together. We used to train fighters together, and his dad I've known for many years. So I was happy for them. It sucks that we lost, but that's just the way boxing is. Santillan was in another tough fight, but Santillan is won pretty much every round too.
Yeah.
Some rounds were questionable, close.
Yeah.
Well, the other guy maybe took 1 or 2 rounds on some of the judges' scorecards. One judge gave Santillan every round. So it wasn't an easy win, even though he won most of the rounds. It wasn't an easy win. He had to really fight to win. The kid he fought was tough.
The co-main event, we move on to the co-main event, was Johnny Beck, I can't pronounce the last name, I'm not even going to try to pronounce the last name, versus Rob Brandt, trains with Terrence Crawford. Johnny Beck came to the gym to spar, trains with Buddy McGirt. Complete domination of
I didn't see that fight, but you know what? Because
that guy can fucking fight.
Johnny Beck came to the gym and he sparred some of our guys. He sparred Caballo when Caballo was still here, and great sparring. Then he sparred Spino también, great sparring. Very talented guy, very strong, and from what I heard is I didn't think it was going to be that bad of a difference. I thought it was going to be a little bit closer fight. I thought Brandt has the experience. The other guy, Johnny Beck, only has 9 fights.
Yeah.
So I thought that could be a difference. Experience. Corner, everything.
Yeah.
But no, that guy got.
But he has a good corner too. He has Buddy McGirt.
Can't get any better.
Yeah.
So congratulations to them. They came to the gym sparring, and Buddy's a fucking cool dude.
Yeah. During the breaks.
We like Buddy.
Yeah, Buddy's cool. In between during the commentating between Tim Bradley and I forgot who he was talking to, they were kind of joking around about it that Terrence Crawford's trainer Bomac is usually one of the loudest guys in the building and stuff, and he's really emotional, and like when he's yelling and stuff, he gets really into it. And they were like, he can't say anything because that's the kind of fight it was, where Rob Brandt just had like no answers, like nothing. Like Johnny Beck was just in complete domination from from when the fight started till it ended, and they did good by stopping the fight because he was gonna end up getting hurt, and
Oh, wow.
But yeah, it was a complete domination.
Good win for Buddy's team, and that was a good win. We like to see stuff like that. Local guys that are friends that come and spar. Even Bomac's also could do. We're actually planning on doing a little
sparring thing with amateurs.
Exhibitions, sparring with amateurs. His team against our team. So that'll come soon. But yeah, sucks to see some of friends lose, but it's also nice to see.
Yeah, buddy wins.
You know,
Same thing with ours. You know,
Yeah,
we
same
lost.
thing. We
Marcos
lost.
wins. It's
Yeah.
like it's part,
Exactly.
part of the sport.
Exactly.
The main event, Lomachenko coming back off of his loss to Teofimo Lopez. Some of the stuff that they kept talking about on ESPN was that Lomachenko was hurt, his shoulder. He had surgery right after the fight. I don't know how true that is. He seemed to just not be able to find his distance. But then there was like 4 rounds where he completely took over the fight against Teofimo, and then Teofimo just closed the show the way a world champ does. But then he comes back against an opponent who gave Lomachenko a lot of trouble. I mean, gave Teofimo a lot of trouble. He knocked out Verdejo his last outing. So Nakatani was on a good little streak, and Lomachenko, just like I was saying about Jan, just complete destruction, just dominated him from the beginning to the end.
It was a good sell for ESPN. His last win, he had stopped Verdejo.
Who was never the biggest, yeah, but
Verdejo was
they did a
never
great job
the
promoting.
big star. Verdejo actually dropped.
Like twice.
Dropped Nakatani twice. People ask me, what do you think? You think that's going to be a tough fight? No, it's going to be an easy fight for Lomachenko. I said it. It's going to be an easy fight. He's going to stop him in the
Maybe
late
it was the
rounds.
distance, maybe the height and stuff like
Yeah,
that. But I don't know.
but the skills
To
are
great
just not
fighters, that
there.
doesn't-
No, Lomachenko's a great fighter, very talented. I didn't stay for the fight, but obviously I seen it when I got home. But Lomachenko's just too talented. I kind of said it before the fight. No, people are acting like they sold
he's
it like,
done,
oh,
like-
this guy, Lomachenko lost to him, so he's done. This is gonna be a real test for him. No, it was gonna be an easy fight for him, and it turned out to be easy. He boxed, he fought smart. Lomachenko
He
has
came out
great
aggressive. He
skills.
came out like
Yeah,
he's back to prove a point. Like I'm
He's
sure
got great skills, and I felt it wasn't going to be an easy. It was going to be a hard fight for Lomachenko, and he dominated and he stopped him, and that Nakatani is just tough.
He's just
That's
tough.
it.
That's
Just tough, but doesn't have great skills, doesn't have great chin, doesn't have great power either. So it was going to be an easy fight for Loma.
Nakatani's one of those opponents that's there to get beat. Like
Mm-hmm.
he was never gonna beat Lomachenko.
Never.
But I like the way Lomachenko came out, really aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
You could tell he was there to prove a point. And when you have opponents like that, you want to see the A-side guy make a statement. You want to see that kind of
And
stuff.
he
So he did that. One thing they announced was obviously a few weeks ago they had announced already that Teofimo re-signed with ESPN and Top Rank and stuff, and they're planning on doing a big pay-per-view fight for him after the Cambosos fight. And now it's they pretty much made it for sure that it's gonna be Lomachenko.
It has to be.
Sometime in December, they're gonna do a big pay-per-view. I think they said Madison Square Garden. Teofimo obviously has to get past Cambosos, but with if let's say he does, who would you pick in the rematch? Because I pick Lomachenko.
I'm gonna pick Lomachenko in the rematch.
I pick Lomachenko.
Because the first fight, I think Lomachenko just waited too long, didn't let his hands go, and gave away the first
Gave him too much
the
respect.
first 6 rounds or maybe 7 rounds. But it wasn't like Teofimo put a beating on him for those rounds. It was still a very cautious fight. It was still a very a fight with not a lot of action, not a lot of landing either.
No.
But he won the rounds.
Yep.
But then the rounds that Lomachenko picked it up, he dominated. He landed.
His four was more dominant than the
Yes,
other
his
ones.
4 rounds were more dominant. Exactly. So I
more
think
punishment.
Lomachenko
I pick
wins.
Lomachenko. I pick Lomachenko by stoppage. I don't know if you.
Yeah, well, I don't
I
know
think
about
so.
Teofimo's a tough dude too. He's got a great heart, and I don't think he's gonna stop
I
it.
got Teofimo late.
But I think Loma wins, but I pick a decision.
Yeah, I think, but it's again great fight at 135.
Wow, it's
Even
gonna be a
the
great
rematch is
pay-per-view fight.
Huge
Definitely.
pay-per-view fight.
Definitely. People are gonna be excited about that one. Yeah, definitely.
Then the next card, the big fight we had was the pay-per-view card with Gervonta Tank Davis versus Mario Barrios. Tank going up from his last fight beating Leo Santa Cruz at 130. He had a title 135 with Big Gamboa, skipped it, went straight to 140 to fight Mario Barrios for the WBA title. The undercard, Caballo had a good knockout.
I didn't see it, but I heard that he got.
Caballo had a really good knockout. The co-main event was Erickson Lubin versus Jason Rosario, and Erickson Lubin looked fantastic. He had a round where he got stunned at the end of the round, and that might be his problem because I don't know if you remember when he fought on the Maris undercard, he got knocked out. He got slept by one of the Charlos. And this fight again, he got hit with the punch. It didn't look like it landed solid, but it was a jab, and it wobbled him. So maybe his punch resistance might not be the best. But Jason Rosario was a unified champ recently. He lost to the Charlo, but the Charlos obviously are at another level. And Lubin came out and stopped him and looked really, really good at 154 pounds, which is
Lubin for Lubin.
Yeah, which is 154 pounds, one of the best divisions in boxing because all the guys are fighting each other.
Great fighters.
Everyone's fighting each other. There's no they're all fighting each other.
Yeah.
But that was a good co-main event to the fight. But obviously, the main event, the big fight, Gervonta Tank Davis versus Mario Barrios. First few rounds, Mario Barrios was able to box, keep him on the outside, kept a really, really interesting fight. He was not there to lose. He even when he got hurt and stuff, he would get back up and he was there to fight. But in like the 5th round, you just saw Tank just switch, start putting pressure, and
it's that fight where I was just I wasn't watching live either because I was driving back home from Vegas, but I got on the phone, and you guys commenting and everything. It looked like he was winning the first few rounds, and then eventually Tank just changed it around and started landing, hurt him and stopped him. It was a good win for Tank. That showed Tank is probably. Maybe we have the undisputed champion at 140, and he's got the second version of the regular WBA title, which is still world champion, but I think he's still the most popular one and probably the most dangerous one. Even though we have Josh Taylor as a champion, and all the respect to him, he beat my fighter and he's undisputed, but I think. If we talk about who's going to be the most popular, who's going to sell the most, it's Tank.
Tank is the biggest
Tank is a superstar. Tank became a superstar, and he was already a superstar. This made him even bigger, moving up, to 140 and to win like the way he did, coming from behind, and then he ends up knocking him out. I think that said that he's one of the top guys. But I'm not just saying at 140, but the whole boxing
he's
world.
Top 5 superstars.
I think he's gonna be one of those guys that's gonna do really good numbers on pay-per-view. He's gonna. I think he's gonna be one of those guys that could sell maybe not as good as Mayweather, but he's gonna be up there with with the numbers. His numbers are gonna be really good.
Look, Tank proved that, and before people,
and that doesn't mean I'm saying he beats Taylor, because no, Taylor's a good fucking fighter too. Taylor might even win because he's got the height, the reach, fight smart.
On top of it, power.
Yes, and power and
the strongest guy.
But I'm talking about the popularity, who's going to sell the most, who's going to be.
No doubt.
Tank already did pay-per-view. I'm pretty sure his numbers were okay. His numbers are going to get even better
every time, because it was just a special kind of performance where he's not losing because Mario Barrios is just the better fighter. It's just Tank was okay little by little, and once he said here it goes, he did not take a step back, and Barrios had a good 5-6 inch height advantage, and Barrios is a good fighter, but Tank just started to dominate once he started putting pressure. But like you said, there's guys at 135 like Teofimo, who's the undisputed champ. He's gonna fight Lomachenko. 140 has Josh Taylor, the undisputed champ. The only thing that Tank is missing is fighting those guys, because popularity wise, he's top 5 biggest superstars in boxing right now.
He's not gonna fight those guys,
and that's what I'm saying.
So now he's got to look at other stuff, other guys that are in their own.
But they
PBC
rollies and
well then but he Mayweather had a lot of fights that.
But in between those, he had a lot of really great. Like he beat other great fighters.
Well, he will have them.
And that, but Leonard Ellerby came out saying, and that's what the part that sucks, that you hate hearing that. Like he said, because Tank is a superstar, they said we're not gonna go fight guys outside of this. So that basically says we're never gonna see him fight Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez, Lomachenko,
but he meant
Josh Taylor.
He meant to say they gotta come to us. That's what he meant to say.
Yeah, but he just said that we're not gonna fight them. He just said we're not gonna fight them
outside. But if they come here, they will fight.
So they come to us.
They're not gonna go to ESPN. They're not gonna go to the Zone.
And those guys.
But if those guys come over here, they will fight them.
The thing is, those guys probably aren't gonna go either. So we're fucked. Like we're not gonna get any of those fights. We're not gonna get Tank versus Ryan. First of all, Tank puts him to sleep in like 2-3 rounds. Ryan Garcia. Like I know there was times where we might have said that
Tank beats Ryan Garcia.
He puts him to sleep.
Yeah.
In fucking 3 rounds. If Tank wants in 3 rounds, Tank is kind of Tank is
I don't know, but I think he beats him.
3 rounds. Tank is also one of those guys that he's a mean motherfucker. He might want to just put a beating on him too. Like he's one of those guys. Like he is gangster. Like he does not care. At 135, we had previously said that we had Teofimo, Loma, Tank, Ryan, Devin Haney. Do you switch anything between those guys? Do you switch maybe Tank above Lomachenko? Lomachenko started at 126 and went up to 135. Tank 30 to 140 now.
I think the way Tank, but Tank's at 140 now, so we can't even.
Okay, but they said this might be his only one at 140. They said the next one he's going back down to 135. He's a natural 135 pounder.
Yeah.
He's a lightweight. Do you rank him? Do you put him above Loma?
I think I do now.
I think I do
But
too.
Loma and Teofimo.
I don't know about
I
Teofimo.
think so, I do.
Because Teofimo is the undisputed. He's
Yeah.
undisputed.
Well, yeah, 'cause
so I don't
he's
think you could
undisputed.
argue with that.
But
with him
do you
being
think he beats him?
okay, but it's like, do I think he beats him? Fuck. Yeah, he probably does. You know,
I think Tank
I think
beats
Tank's
him.
the best 135 pounder.
I think it's Tank.
Tank, Teofimo.
Well,
no,
well,
I'm picking Loma.
Yeah, but now because Teofimo has the win over Loma, we got
So
to
you have
I
him right
put
now,
on
right
top.
now.
But in the rematch, I think Loma wins.
Gervonta is. Yeah, you're
But
right.
I think
if
Tank is
they
number
fought,
one now.
yeah, if they were to
Now,
fight. So
after
if you're
this-
telling me who I think would end up being the best guy, Tank will be number one.
Mhm.
But right
Loma.
now, Teofimo's number one. I think right now Teofimo's number one.
Yeah.
But
Teofimo's
if you
number
told
one.
me Teofimo's gonna fight Tank, Tank will knock him
I
out.
think Tank. Well, I don't know. No, I'm telling you.
I think he knocks him out.
You think you know.
Teofimo can't take. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Teofimo's a tough
Yeah, yeah.
motherfucker too. You know, he's
Yeah, yeah.
badass too.
But
He's
Tank-
brave. He's got balls. This motherfucker
Okay,
don't give a
maybe
fuck.
Loma won't knock him out. Tank will. That motherfucker is
Tank
different.
is hard, man.
He is different.
I think Tank, Teofimo, Loma, Ryan, and
Ryan Devon, he'd probably be tied. Who cares? They're 4 and 5. Who cares? The top 3 guys.
The top
Any
three.
way you match those
Those
guys,
are it.
those are great fights.
Those are it.
Those are the
Yeah.
top 3 without a doubt.
Yep.
Those are top 3 without a doubt. What about at 140? Would you favor him against Josh Taylor?
Well, you know what? That's not an easy. That's a
At
difficult
140,
one.
you have Josh Taylor,
Yeah.
Jose,
Yeah.
Regis,
Tank.
Tank, and I think those are the top 4 you
Yeah.
can say.
Yeah.
Can't throw Mikey in there because he's not fighting at 140 right now. So those are the 4 guys. Do you think Tank could beat or will beat Josh Taylor if they were to fight? Because I don't think we see the fight happen anytime soon.
No,
but let's
but-
say hypothetically, would you see it?
Fuck. I think Tank knocks him out.
Think so?
I think so. Fucking Tank's
Tank is
strong, man.
special.
You know what? See because of his style. You know,
He's
when
aggressive.
he makes that decision to be
He's-
fucking aggressive.
If he doesn't feel anything like coming
Yes,
at him, like okay,
yes.
this guy can't do shit to me,
Yes.
he will
might.
destroy
And
you.
he's
Like
got
he,
power, the power he's
it's
got is
insane.
insane. So he might hurt him. Yeah,
Tank might be the best guy at
but then
135 and
it's
140.
tough, man, because Taylor fucking fights good too. He's a
Smart,
good fucking
really
counter
cautious,
puncher.
really good counter.
He's fucking
Yeah.
oh man.
That's a
So
great
talk about
fight.
that'd be a fucking great fight.
That'd be a great.
That'd be a
fight.
great fight.
But yeah, I think Tank. I think Loma and Tank had not similar. Barrios is way better than Nakatani was. But Lomachenko helped elevate himself too. Like that was a really good win for him. Like the way he looked.
Yeah,
Lomachenko,
no,
like statement. But I mean the way
But
he
it was
looked.
a smart
Yes,
pick
yes.
from matchmaking. You know, he comes off a good win.
Uh-huh.
That guy was not.
I know that guy was never gonna
That
beat
guy
him.
was
But
not
I'm saying,
talented.
but I'm
man.
saying,
just a tough kid.
yes, and that's what I'm saying. But that guy was never gonna beat Lomachenko. But Lomachenko did what he had to do with those kind of guys.
Yeah, he
so it helped
beat the
bring him
Shadow.
back up a little bit.
Yeah, he beat the
after his
Shadow,
loss.
of course.
So that's what you want.
Yeah,
But
beat the
Tank went to
Shadow.
another level with this one. Maybe people didn't think Barrios can fight, and Tank went in there and made a statement. Tank is. You just said
No,
it.
he
You would
did.
pick him above 135 and 140, probably the best one.
With 140, it's a hard pick, man. But I probably would.
135. At 135 for sure.
135. I think he's number one. Yeah.
That does it, guys, for today's episode. Leave you guys' comments and stuff to see who you guys would rank in the top 5, 135, and the top 5 at 140. If you guys want to include Mikey, that's up to you
Fuck
guys.
it,
But if
Mikey.
he doesn't fight at 140, he might be a welterweight. I think we might need Tank to move up to welterweight for him to really get tested against. Probably beat Ugas too. Probably beat Ugas too.
Yeah.
But yeah, that does it for today's episode. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys soon.